I do feel like that helped being proactive and telling people, and that actually like hurts my heart that you guys didn't have understanding teachers. You know, not to say that there still wouldn't have been behavior issues, there probably would have been, but I feel like maybe if they knew more of that this is what's going on and it's really hard, maybe they would have been a little bit more understanding.
We were rough around the edges in general. 3 girls, all very close in age, so.
And Caleb was there that day that you told me that.
He was. So she said, oh, maybe you want to talk to Caleb about it, which at the time, Caleb and I had somewhat of we were more acquaintances than friends, but I think that day had a very big impact. He just was, I don't know, really caring, like trying to relate to me and like trying to give me the best advice at the time. But that night I drove back home really sobbing in my car, listening to worship music. And at the time it was me and my mom living in our house in Green Cove. And then my sisters, one of them had already moved out and one of them was at college. So she would come back for holidays and stuff like that. But she did live in her dorm down in St. Pete. So it really was just me and my mom at this time. So there are a lot of, I feel like, hoops you have to jump through to get a diagnosis. So as soon as we found out, you know, something was wrong, it was around June when we found out, beginning of June, she had to find a primary care physician. We went to the primary care physician, then they had to refer us to the oncologist, and we had to get an appointment with the oncologist, and she actually only made it to one oncology appointment where, you know, they actually never gave her a formal diagnosis of breast cancer. Like, she went to the oncologist one time, and then in July I went to Texas to go see my dad, because my dad lives in Texas. And then when I came back, I was preparing to get, you know, take her to her appointments, stuff like that. I also had accepted a job at a new school and was, you know, trying to finish up my work where I was. I told them end of July that I would stop working for them, and then, you know, starting August, the new school year would happen. So it was sometime in July that I came back, and she was very, very sick. Like, I was only gone for 1 week, and it felt like I had been gone so much longer. And I had asked her if she made the next appointment, and she hadn't. And over the next couple of weeks, she just really started like deteriorating. Sorry.
Yeah.
She was just in a lot of pain. She couldn't work anymore. She started to receive family medical leave assistance for her job at the time. And I kept like telling her like, hey, we need to take you to the doctor. We need to take you to the hospital. I think at that point, like, she knew how sick she was.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I'm very grateful that you're willing to talk about this because I think it will help a lot of people. I really do.
Yeah. So there was a specific Wednesday that she just was laying in bed and just like, she is barely really there, and I was very scared, and I was fully dressed for church, ready to go. And I said, I really don't feel comfortable leaving you here alone. Like, I really want to take you to the hospital. And she just was like, I'm not going, like putting her foot down. And so I said, then I'm just going to call an ambulance and have them take you if you want me to take you. And she said, if you do that, I will not go with them. Like, don't waste their time, don't waste their money.
So you come by your stubbornness naturally.
Yes. So I said, okay, well, I'm not going to go to church tonight because I don't feel comfortable leaving you here alone, which, like, for me, I did not miss church frequently. So I went ahead, texted my leaders and stuff, said, hey, just letting you guys know I'm not going to be there tonight. Like, I really feel like I need to stay with my mom. She's not really doing well. And they were like, oh, of course. Like, you know, and I actually slept in the recliner in her room to keep an eye on her. The next day, my sister actually had come back from school at this time because it was the summer. So she actually was there. Haley was there. So it was time for my mom to get one of her scans that was scheduled. So, and that was literally the next day, the Thursday. We went in for her to get I don't know if it was a CT or something, some kind of scan where she would have to lay on her stomach. But her stomach was like very distended. And which I had told her, like, it did not look normal, and that was one of the reasons why we needed to go to the hospital. Well, they told her she needed to lay on her stomach for her imaging.